This is the United States Military Academy. This is Night Vision. Tonight, the Army men's rugby team begins defending its D1A National Championship by hosting Kutztown. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nikolai Busko. Do we have a titanic clash to open the season here at the Anderson Rugby Complex? As the Black Knights take on the Golden Bears, Army is starting all over again after a season to remember. Won the title game in April over St. Mary's in Houston, beat Life in Lindenwood to get there. The program finished with an overall record of 17-3, 5-0 in Rugby East, 7-0 here at home. Two of the losses came after the D1A title game in the Collegiate Rugby Sevens. Recent grads Colin Gross and Koi Nelligan went in the MLR draft. Old Glory DC and San Diego Legion respectively. Gross and Nelligan joined Larry Williams on USA Rugby's U23 roster for the Corridon Summer Tour. Nate Gold and Lucas Pattison claimed spots on the U20 roster for the tour. Kutztown also starting from scratch after a dream season. Finished the academic year by claiming the CRC Men's Premier National Cup final in sevens. Beat Maryland, Iowa State, Penn State, Lindenwood, and Dartmouth down in Louisiana in May. The program finished 32-7, won its last 21 games over 5 sevens tournaments in 2 months. Trent Rogers with the New Orleans Gold, Kekoa Kawe with the Utah Warriors, and Matt Gelhaus, Rugby Atlanta, all drafted by MLR. So Kutztown with possession at their 10. Shifted. And good tackle is Army, structurally sound at the outset. And a big hit by Conrad. And everybody spills down. Dellinger at the bottom of the pile, and Army come away with the ball. They will get possession. It's intercepted. Beautiful takeaway. That might have been Thurchill who got the ball. We have a whistle. And it looks like it might have been knocked ahead. Play is stopped. Explosive start to this match. And now a scrumble form just inside the KU-10. 2 40-minute halves. A try is 5, a conversion is 2. A penalty kick or a drop goal is 3. Tam Mosconi will put things into that pile of confusion. The front rows must work together to form the scrum and to work against each other for control.
Here we go, Johnny. Here we go, boys.
Crouch, bind, and set. As synonymous in rugby as in American history, the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria. That's how you get started with a scrum. Good passing, and it's hit back the right side. It's Army going to work quickly, approaching the 22. Smith tries to get through. He's taken down. Hook back now for Taft. As Army gonna work. Good pass down the left side. And they're not gonna get him. Lucas Pattinson. Touchdown in Army. Inside 3 minutes on the board. That was quick. Army, it's not Pattinson, it's Max Brown. So Brown gets Army into the driver's seat early. And now the conversion for those who are new to the sport. Where you dot down is where you line it for the conversion. That's why you see so many guys try to dot down between the sticks.
Here we go, Max, lock it in.
Max Delay is left with a bit of a problem here. It's a bit wide, but it's not an impossible angle. Sometimes those sticks can look very, very narrow. It's coming back and off the goalpost. Delay. It was high enough, but he misses. Army, though, on the try by Brown in front 5-0. Maxwell Brown, one of the firsties on this team, has traveled to Wales and Scotland for rugby. Has donated his time in the past to Make-A-Wish. Can almost play Furley's on the piano. His major when he gets out of here in a few months, environmental engineering. So Army goes back to work here. For those new to the sport, this is not gridiron football. You don't get 4 downs to gain 10 yards. And you can kick it any time you want. It's a live ball, and KU will go back to work as Army playing field position right now. Dellinger's wrapped up. It does not come out as the referee directs traffic. Good inside offload, and the Bears are attacking well. They get inside the 10 and are going to have a quick restart. Army stays onside. The man who gets tackled cannot hang on the ball forever. As the Black Knights are tackling well here in the early going. Everything still looks good. The referee telling everybody to get apart enough to restart things. Quick offload, though. And a lovely pitch there on the left side, and KU is going to tie the game. Or are they? Wait a second. No! No, he didn't duck down. Army dodges a cannonball. You have to duck down. You have to put it down into the crowd, and the Bears did not do that. Or did they? As I'm looking to see if KU has been credited with a try, there doesn't appear any urgency with the conversion. And now it looks like they have been credited with a try. Tremendous offload at the last second here. That might have been Aiden Smith going in for KU. We'll do our best to identify the players for the Bears, but the cameras are kind of like the human eyes right now. Don't want to be disrespectful. Those numbers are not easy to read. Either way, KU has just tied the match. A conversion will put them in front. Kutztown, as far as the NCAA is concerned, Division II member of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Rugby goes across all 3 divisions and sometimes outside the NCAA. It's high enough, and it's good, and the Bears have the lead. So P.J. O'Reilly with the kick gets KU in front. Army West Point's top priorities: develop leaders prepared to fight what our nation's wars. As the world's preeminent leadership institution, the Academy focuses on producing people who exude trust, accountability, passion, integrity, and empathy. To learn more, visit GoArmyWestPoint.com. It goes the 10. It's a live ball. Pushed back. And KU gets possession. Now they're warming to the task on the near side as Army able to swarm. They'll maintain possession. Gannon Conrad looking to push everything, but instead KU has the ball still. It comes to John Zeech. One of the props. Prop means big boy in rugby. This one is floated back as the Golden Bears continue to work hard. Their passing has been very good here in the early going. Work back once more. Again, there's no play clock. You take your time. Possession is important. And we're not in the Southern Hemisphere where you have fifth tackles and phases and whatnot. This is not the NRL. And a huge tackle by Conrad, who finally gets his fill, but he's not done yet. They continue to push. Zeech goes a little bit further. Army stays onside, and this will be booted away. Good catch is made, and the Black Knights go to work. Beautiful running here as they get quickly towards the KU 10. And we have a whistle, and Army's been penalized here. Waiting for a signal. Looks like he was not releasing the ball. When you are tackled, you got to get rid of it. You have to put it back down and have somebody behind you start things back up again. The referee was not satisfied with how long it took to get the ball out of the Black Knights' hands and out of the ground again. This one's going to be kicked to the touch. That'll set up a KU line out. 9 minutes in. Kutztown leads Army 7-5. You can use Twitter to keep up with the latest news and information about the Army West Point men's rugby team. The handle is Army WP_M Rugby. Again, Army WP_M Rugby on Twitter. If you focused on the Black Knights across the board, you know that I've been very, very busy. When this program has had a game of some sort, I've been around, but I circled this one in blood red because I knew that it was going to be a dandy, and both sides in the early going have not disappointed. Both teams have great histories, and they've done a lot. This one will be kicked by Haley. Takes an Army bounce. KU will get control. Some good tackling again. This time it's Nathan Gould. Was very careful not to plant the person and take him off his feet. When you tackle with the legs like that, you got to make sure you can't drive him into the ground. This is not wrestling where a double leg can throw him in the mat as hard as you want. More tackling. KU just trying to move the needle ever so slightly. As long as they have, now it's going to be knocked ahead. And the referee gives the advantage, I think, to Army briefly. And it looks like there will be no scrum here, so Army will go back to work. Charge down, partially blocked. We have a whistle, though. And they're actually going to call a knock-on. So here's what's happened now. The referee gave the advantage to Army following what looked like a knock-on. And so it'll be a scrum back at that knock-on for Army. Advantage in rugby is a little bit like soccer. It's similar to late penalty in hockey and lacrosse. So Army will get a scrum here in a good spot and get ready to go. Again, you can kick the ball as much as you want. You can kick it downfield, just got to stay onside. This is not the CFL. There's no onside punts. Mosconi gets ready to try to stuff a quarter into a dime slot here. 12th minute. Halves are 40. Good catch. Shuffled back. Good offload again. Quick passing as Army might have a chance down the right side. Good offload. Down towards the corner. Staying in bounds is Mason. He'll duck down and Army regains the lead. Adam Bazin rolls down like a train. The track's parallel to that sideline. As soon as he got that final pass and able to elude one more tackle, all he had to do was stay in bounds and make sure he could dot it down. Again, a slight problem for Army. The conversion's a bit of a ways away because of where they dotted down. Delay hit the goalpost his first attempt. He is going to kick from the other one this time. For those who've never kicked a rugby ball, it is not like an American football. Different material, different shape. And when it's cold and snowy, it feels like you're kicking a bowling ball. You just hope you don't put it into the gutter. Logan to put Army in front by 5. It's high enough, and they say no. So he's 0 for 2. But Army regains the lead with some good speed following the scrum. The Army West Point men's basketball team will play in the London Basketball Classic. This happens November 24th and 26th in London's Olympic basketball venue. Ticket information remains unknown right now. Please visit GoArmyWestPoint.com periodically for the latest. KU will kick it deep this time. And it's rolling and rolling and rolling, and they'll just dot it down and go back to work in the back.
It's a scrum center! It's a scrum center! It's a scrum center!
Matt Sherman continues yelling from the sideline. So the Black Knights will get ready to go back to work as the referee directs traffic. The clock continues running. You see, the referee is the one that ultimately determines when the half is over. As there's some organization going on. Haley's got the ball right now. He'll dot down and then kick it away as Army now nursing a 3-point lead. I think they wanted a scrum at midfield. They're not going to get it. He'll just boot it away as KU gets a short field. Can it be good with the ball here? We have a whistle. And this one's going against Army. Someone may have entered from the side. You can't do that. Question is this a penalty that's going to lead to a possible shot at goal? With everybody backing off, I'm thinking that might be the case. And well, somebody's getting a water bottle, and usually when somebody's doing that, there's a tee in the other hand. So KU had a chance to knot the match at 10. It's from an odd angle, though. P.J. O'Reilly with a conversion following KU's only try of the game. Not quite from Pennsylvania, but again, the angle's pretty wide. That line is 22 meters, and he's at an odd angle. Be the ball, they say. What a beautiful night. Easily one of the best pitches of its kind in the country. We're glad you joined us here on Night Vision. It's high enough, and it's good. P.J. O'Reilly has tied the match at 10. Of the 10 points, he has 5. Keep in mind that Army West Point athletes are not just cadet athletes, but also Warrior scholars. Army represents Warrior, and West Point represents Scholar. To separate them would take away the purpose of the U.S. Military Academy. They come together as one to outsmart the enemy. Again, if the kick gets to that dotted line, the 10, it's a live ball, kicked a little bit deeper. As a big crash, as KU able to secure possession. Black Knight staying tight. KU looking to try the near side now. Good pass, but a good tackle from behind. That one was on Caleb Barker for KU. The Golden Bears just trying to mind the store right now. They've got the ball. Game is tied, approaching the midway point of what's been an entertaining first half. And both teams look particularly sharp for the opening match of the year. Then again, both teams ended their years so well. Army getting that big title. And then KU just rolling and rolling and rolling in sevens towards the end. Blinks right, turns left, is wrapped up. Pattinson, pardon me, that's Ben Richards not letting go as Army looking to drive the Bears back to the cave. And we have a whistle as the ball was improperly moved from the scrum, so Army catches a huge break inside the 22. The Bears had the truck stuck in the mud, and Army will have a golden opportunity here. When you move, you got to move the ball with you. It's one of those instances where you wish you had football referee Randy Crystal here to say false start, everybody but the center. So a scrum for Army. If they are quick, they'll have a golden opportunity to take the lead for the first time since the opening score. Mosconi gets ready to jam this one in. Everybody's close. It's 80 degrees, so nobody's cold. Picked up quickly by Pattinson. It goes astray. Can Army recover? It's kicked at. It's picked back up, though, by Isaac Merritt. The big boy tries to go forward. Play continues as Army continues trying to buck the ruck. It's Pattinson. Gets it 10 away. Merritt again. Can't get it in. Again, as Army maintains possession. There's no 4th and goal here. It comes to Fay. He's wrapped up quickly, and KU now has some breathing room. Army try to do something about that. Good offload here, carried well. This is kick charged down. Army recovers. Everybody's got good hands today. And it looks like we have a stoppage for a moment as the referee. It looks like somebody might have been offsides for KU. Army catches a break. I hope you can feel the intensity at home. This has been fun already. We've got an hour of gameplay left. Moscone will start it again. KU strong on his possession on defense, but at some point somebody needs to make a play. They can't do this all evening. The train comes by, trying to will more energy onto the field here at Anderson Rugby Complex. Switch back out, fake. The Freight tries to go forward. Army continues to barrel through. Hook back to Pattinson. Gets towards the 5. Referee directing traffic. Army looking to make it quick. They continue moving. They're trying to keep it close to the vest. The pushing continues. No signal yet. They're short. They've got multiple eyes in that formation. The referee only has 2, trying to keep everybody abreast. Now shifted back. Good catch is made. Is he in? Yes! The referee looks at his assistant. They want to make sure. Yes, he is, and Army regains the lead. I think it's Matt the Freight that was at the bottom of the pile. They don't ask how, they just ask how many, as Army has regained the lead in what's been an exciting first half. There has been tackling. The score leads them a lead. There's not been much defending. But both teams have eaten their Wheaties, and some of them may have poured Monster or Red Bull on them. Max Delay will try again. A little bit of a better angle this time. He's 0 for 2. One was off the post from a similar location earlier in the game. It's coming back, and it's going to be wide. He's 0 for 3. Not saying this to be mean, but he's got to make one at some point, otherwise this is going to come back and bite them. Army-Navy Cup 11, presented by Leidos, takes place October 7th at Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. To buy tickets for a men's college soccer game like no other, head to the men's soccer page at GoArmyWestPoint.com and find the release for the game. Gets rid of this one, Delay, and it's going to go out of bounds. Brock Stinson looked like he's ready to throw it in like we were playing soccer. A lineout will form near the KU 10. It'll be between the 10 and midfield. Toby Bray toss it back in. Nicely done by the Golden Bears, and they'll go to work as their backs get involved now. Up to the 10. Bears still have it. Army, game with the tackling. Shift it back again. Sometimes backward steps are part of the process. Neither team has mishandled the ball much today. They've come ready to work. Good pass far side as KU across midfield. Looks like Steve Doyling with the ball there. The dog pile moves. Army get back on side. More solid contact. Remarkable how you have to be in great shape to play in this sport because the tackling, you can see there are no pads, although one guy from each team can wear a helmet. And we have a whistle. It's out of bounds. Or pardon me, it looked like the referee might have been saying not release the tackler. So that came before the ball run out of bounds, and so KU will maintain possession. A bit of a break for them. They'll likely kick it into touch and go back to work with a line out. How close can they get it? It stays in bounds. Wasn't able to get it out. Army able to repel. They're able to gain a few meters, but that's it. That looked close to being forward. More tackling. You can hear those shoulders hitting the ribs right now. Army moving the ball and they get the ball. Wait a second. Looks like it's going to be against Army. Somebody might have entered from the side. So the Golden Bears get another break here. And it looks like they'll be at a shot at goal here. They've brought out the tee for P.J. O'Reilly, who has scored 5 points already. And this one's going to be a little bit further away. 32 meters. Roughly, that's 35 yards. Wind is calm here, so that's not the issue. And when he kicks it, the ball is live. So if it's short or it's wide, Army can run with it. If he makes this, it would become a 2-point game. Line drives it. It's fading, though. Off the crossbar and the goalpost, perhaps at the elbow, and Army will maintain possession. As Don Adams would say, missed it by that much. He had some good velocity on it. Army able to put it away. They will not call a knock on here. Stays in play. More tackling. Getting low is Larry Williams. He's a big boy. He might be the biggest boy. Remarkable recovery. No knock on, says the referee. Somebody drew a couple of fingers on that hand briefly to corral it back in. And we have a whistle. And this one's going against Army. Larry Williams a second time here. It's coming, I promise. And here we come. Boom! Ready or not? So KU, following the penalty, will kick it into touch and go to work on a line out. It might have been a miss hit. It's going to squib back. Army's going to get a free shot here if they want it. Mosconi will return fire. Army will go chase. And right now we're playing ping pong. If you're new to the sport, this does happen from time to time. Both teams going with field position. But a great offload on the right side is Army. Back to work again. It's Bazin, who has one of the tries so far. But now it's given up. We have a whistle. And it might have been knocked ahead or gone forward. Looks like a knock-on. Army will get a chance to reset here. You can now buy single-game tickets at Mikey Stadium for Army West Point football season tickets. Group sales, many plans also still available. Please visit ArmyWestPoint.com and scroll over tickets to get in the game. If you want Army-Navy tickets, please call the A Club at 845-938-2322 or the ticket office at 1-877-TICKS-ARMY. There is a game tomorrow. UTSA is the opponent. The programs have played some memorable games in recent years. If you're not doing anything tomorrow, please come by. So a line out coming up for Army here. Up and away, it's in the back. But Army able to hang on to the chalupa. The pushing continues. Just trying to barrel through here. Good pass to Williams, who almost has it wrested away. They finally bring the big bloke down. This one is spilled. KU recover it. But it almost comes right back to Army. It's on the deck again. It's picked back up. Here comes Gould. Gould being dragged by his shirt towards the 5. Army with some found money. Can they take it to the bank? We have a whistle. KU wants a penalty. They've got the ball instead. It's given right back. They're playing with a greased pig right now, and the referee blows the play dead. And it looks like he wants a scrum of some sort here, and somebody for KU is down. And it looks like he has stopped the clock. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. In most rugby leagues around the world, you will hear the referee, who is mic'd more often than not, say time off, and they will. I'm hoping you can hear the referee's instructions tonight, but we don't have a mic on him. We think we have an idea what's happened to the falling Golden Bear again. I wish I could get you an identity on the player, but his front is with us, and let's see here. It's coming back, and it looks like he just got run over. I don't think there was anything malicious. Not saying the elbow was involved. But I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. If his bell has been rung, I hope he's okay. As he's looking around right now. Of course, this is the sport where you have a lot of people that say this in jest, and then there are those who say, yeah, we're being serious. If they are of age, and especially if it's just a rec game, it's fairly common for the combatants to go have a drink after they're all said and done. And it looks like the player was Mate Kibirkashvili. Army had a great opportunity, got to the 5, and somebody wrested it out of some hands. Beautiful steal there. That might have been Gus Dellinger, who was able to come forward. So Mate Kibirkashvili is on his feet. He appears to be all right. And he's looking around saying, guess what? My head is still attached to my shoulders, and the training staff is just giving him a very clear once-over. Staff from both teams making sure he's all right. So Mate Kibirkashvili is okay. And it looks like he's ready to get back to work. What a tremendous half hour we've had here. Both teams have given as much as they've gotten. Army's up by 5. A restart here at the 5. As the referee tells the front rows, they got to work together. It's going to be a Kutztown scrum. The Golden Bears will be wise to get it to a back and then kick it away. Can Army turn the tank around and get that ball and try to have a short field to work with? The pile continues moving. It's moving. No signal yet. And we have a whistle, and it looks like the play has been blown dead. So Army, inflicting its will, has turned the tank around. And so now it'll be a scrum for Army at the KU 5. Tremendous work. There was nothing KU could do. They painted themselves into a corner. So Mosconi will start the wayback machine here. Can he get Peabody and Sherman into the end zone? Matt Sherman's the coach on the sideline. We're talking about a different kind of Sherman. The push continues. Can they get it in? The back door sealed off. They might need the window here. Not yet. Ball security important right now for Army. They've been in this position before already this evening. They play quick again. Williams not yet. They'll try again. Take care of the egg. Again. Again, this is not football. There's no fourth down. Just secure the ball. Once more. Looking for an opening. Nary and Taft trying to drive that tank out of the ditch. They'll try again. They're so close right now. KU expending a lot of energy. Is it back available for a pass? No, they don't get it. Williams is down there again. 2 to go, 2 to go. They are definitely close. The pushing continues. Nothing yet. They'll go back out now. Shift it back. One-hand grab is made, but wrapped up quickly. At the 5 again. It comes to Taft. Taft. Big physical hit. The earth shook. Williams bobbles it, got it back. He still got it. Back to the 5. It comes to Pattinson. Lost the ball. KU's got it now. It's on the deck again. Picked back up by Delay, and play is stopped. A knockout is called. If this was boxing, both teams would be back to their corners for a minute for the Chiefs' seconds and the cut men. Meanwhile, looks like Manahi Shikoin is down for KU. Look at this thundering hit on Gould. Boom! Even if you are ready, that's going to hurt. Hopefully, Ciccone is okay for KU. This has been a remarkable game so far. There's going to be a second half to this one, too. Oh! And there's going to be a B-side game after this is over with. We're not going to be able to have that one for you. Just look at this. Boom! You can feel it. I want to say that was P.J. O'Reilly, who has made a kick or two already today with the hits. Scrum for KU. Can they get out of harm's way, or can Army swarm the cave again? The choir is in tune. The pushing continues. It doesn't collapse. KU trying to get out of harm's way. Some greasy speed. Some good tackling. Able to slow things up. Is getting it beyond the 22 is Itch. Army's had some missed opportunities so far tonight. They are still up by 5. KU is a good play away from tying the match and possibly taking the lead. Can they get a good run here? They get up to the 10. That one might have been forward. Now to call a knock on Army scrum at the KU 10. About 5 minutes minutes left in the opening half. At halftime, you can check out the official online store of Army West Point. You can browse the complete selection of officially licensed apparel and merchandise by visiting shop.goarmysports.com. Again, shop.goarmysports.com. So Army with another scrum here. If they do it right, they'll be able to get some speed from the backs here. And we have a whistle as the ref. It got too hot for our equipment, so we hope that there's no more interruptions for the second half of this one. Let's see if either team makes any adjustments. High in the sky, belted back, can Army control? No, it's going to be a knock-on. I thought they got the feet on it, but somebody got a palm on it. This is not a tarot card reading. You can't use your hand in an instant. So, KU will have a scrum to open the second half as Aiden Smith gets ready to put this thing back in. The Army West Point men's rugby team has some Facebook page. For latest information on the program and to relive last year's run of the title through photos, visit West Point Rugby on Facebook. Again, facebook.com/West Point Rugby. Swept back. KU going station to station right now. Moving from right to left, and they'll get dropped down at midfield. The passing is crisp, but so is Army's attention to detail on the tackle. Good movement again. Up to midfield. Army able to stay with the Bears here. Brought back again, back to midfield as Army just trying to defend well here to start this second half. And we have a whistle. Not releasing the tackle. Once you get him down, you got to let go and get back to business here. So KU will kick this in the touch and go to work with a line out. Long way. Can it be saved? No, it's not. So a good kick has KU inside the Army 22. Let's see how well Army can defend in this instance. The evolution of the lineout has a West Point connection. Pete Dawkins, after he left the academy to go to Oxford, was playing rugby. He was recruited by Army to play football initially as a quarterback when they didn't have any room. That's when he became the running back. But he started overhanding the line out, and that's when the game changed. As Army able to produce a turnover, first big play of the second half. Back it comes. KU will push. Army stuck at their 22. It'll be kicked away. It's a live ball. It comes down. Steve Doiling looks for help. Worked it back to keep it a Cashfield, who looks like he's okay following that collision earlier. We have another whistle. It was a baby knock-on, but it's a knock-on nonetheless against KU. Army scrum coming up. It's been an exciting week on post. It was branch week this week. All the cadets learning more about the various branches they have to choose from or can be chosen for them when they get out of here. From infantry and aviation to armor to signal to intelligence to cybersecurity to quartermaster. Branch night for the firsties is December 1st. And it's not like the old days where they made you sweat it out. There's now a simulation that shows you in advance where you're likely to end up. Live ball. Bazin chasing after it. Will make a good tackle. So KU get back to work. They'll look to kick. It's coming right for us, but it'll fall just short. Trying to hurry it up as DeFreitas he does. Army, quick restart. Here comes Delay. Able to get it back to DeFreitas, who tries to go forward. This will be nubbed forward to bunt, and it's going to go out of bounds. Not a bad idea. When you kick it forward, it is a live ball. And it looks like the referee is having a chat with his assistant. Not sure what it's about, but I don't think it's about dining options on Main Street in Highland Falls. As Larry Williams will go in and have a conversation. And it looks like it's, well, I didn't think the ball was going to be that wet, but it does look like it's going to be a line out. And you normally don't see a prop take or throw the line out. He's usually in the middle, trying to help get your fly half and your scrum half the ball. Williams is going to chuck this one in. Now I've seen everything. Prop throwing the line out. You don't see this much, but it's nicely done as he comes right back down, and Army secures the ball. And they try to get back to work. Williams is there. They take it through his arm. They get it out of Fay. Fay tries to barrel forward. It's spilled. And they'll blow the whistle. So it looked promising at first, but a ball handling error gives the ball back to KU. Ticket sales continue for the Lockheed Martin Commanders Classic presented by USAA. Army and Air Force turn to Globe Life Field November 5th. To buy tickets for the game, visit ColumbiaWestPoint.com/tickets. Larry Williams is coming out of the game. His job is done. He was effective for 45 minutes. Was that Kate Hawley that went into the game? They tell me yes. And for the reaction I'm getting, it's almost as if they should be playing Enter Sandman for him. But we're not in the ninth inning yet. We're only in the fifth. KU scrum as they try to breathe some life back into their chances of coming back. You feel like that there's going to be a party now that Hawley's in the game. And it looks like KU's front row has been admonished again by the referee. He's making it clear to the front row what he expects. Famed, now retired referee in the sport, Nigel Owen, would say that he'd have conversations with the front rows from both teams, especially prior to international test matches before the game, so that they don't waste any time once everybody gets out there. So KU gets another chance here. Smith gets ready to put it in. Bucking in the chute between Cowboy and Bull and Army. They say a knock-on. They say it was bunted ahead by somebody for the Golden Bears. That's as good as collapsing the scrum if you're Army. They will get control now, and more time is coming off that clock. Now it's Army's turn with control. Again, both front rows have to work together to form the scrum properly. And credit to the coaches for teaching these young men how to do it safely, or at least as safely as possible. It comes in quickly. It comes out. Good catch made by Gould. Gould inside of 22 gets right back up. Rolling, rolling, rolling. It comes to Neri. Army getting closer. A try here would help them greatly. Can they handle the ball properly here? They get inside 10. Getting towards the 5. But it's dropped. Or it's caught with, they say it came out. Once again, the conductor is working on the crescendo with the baton flew out of his hands and into the tuba. KU dodges a cannonball. Coming up on a half hour left. It's been fun. Army in front by 12. Sunset officially in 10 minutes. Rugby after dark. This is going to be fun. When the sun goes down, the Golden Bears fur is going to go neon, and so will Army's camo. It might be bright orange because lots of construction going on. And another whistle as the referee is still not pleased with KU's front row formation of the scrum. Meanwhile, it's moved back as KU go back to work. 51st minute. KU will punt. Won't be a fair catch. Here comes Delay. Delay with a flood of speed. Got it to the 22 now for Gould. Gould tries to get through. Good passes, Army. Continuing to get some help. It's out though again. But it looks like they weren't releasing. And so Army catches a huge break here. Just when you thought there was another handling error, the Black Knights get a break. There we go. And it looks like somebody needs a little bit of help here, otherwise I see a T coming out. So KU's been penalized, and Army will have a chance to go up by 15. Why is that so important, Nick? Because a converted try is 7. That means that KU would need 3 scores to overtake Army. And this looks like it's going to be a chip shot. Haley converted to end the first half. This should be a gimme. KU is 10 yards away right now. He'll have to bring out the loft wedge here. It's through, and Army is up by 15. John Haley is 2 for 2. Johnny Haley, junior from LA, won the national title with the Back Bay Rugby Club, made EIRA SoCal and toured British Columbia and Argentina before coming here. Selected as a USA Rugby All-American, played rugby for Campbell College, Belfast. Oh, and by the way, not many fields of study allow you to have this combination. Majoring in kinesiology, minoring in psychology. He wants to know how your body works. Gould drives through more, gets to the 10. Focus for Army right now needs to be on possession. But they'll kick it away and shut me up. It's picked back up. As right now Army looking for field position as Basin with a good tackle there. Juggled briefly. The Bears aren't done yet, but they need to make something happen quickly. More solid tackling. It's on the ground, and it's going to be out of bounds. Archie Grayson. His right eye went one way, the left eye went the other, and he could not get his chest in front of it. Big break for Army. Remember, competing as varsity athletes helps cadets learn how to win in the battlefield. Athletics instills tenacity, resilience, discipline, mental and physical toughness, and the desire to excel. Grit and perseverance are the same things that build winning platoon leaders and company commanders when cadets graduate. Perseverance necessary right now because the Bears have come here with a big game plan, and they've done some things well tonight. Brown tossed it back, and it's intercepted as the Bears get to midfield quickly. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor, and Army gets possession. It's kicked outfield. And it's picked right back up by O'Reilly. Sent back to far side. Let's go for a run with Delay here. Able to get it. Kick forward, Army. Try to force KU to run. This is the Coach Carter way to play rugby. Make the other team run. And now we come to a stop. KU get it back. Almost a charge down as Army came very, very close to putting that one the other way. .25 minutes left. Army up by 15, but KU's persistence makes it feel a lot closer. Line out coming up for the Black Knights. Single game tickets are available for the upcoming hockey season at Tate Rink. Season tickets, mini plans, group sales for Army hockey games are still available. Visit GarbyWestPoint.com/tickets for more information. For the Rinkside season tickets, please call the A Club at 845-938-2322. Tell them the guy in the hat sent you. Army with a line out. Good possession. Can they secure the ball, though? So far, so good. But they're still a bit of a ways from home. Good catch. Just secure the ball and get right back up. Delay does that. This one is intercepted, and KU poised to get close again. And they will. A ball handling error of great proportions comes back to bite Army, as the Bears are back in it. And we expect the conversion will be in a good spot. Off of a hand. And it's going to be P.J. O'Reilly finishing it up. He's been the bet of the ball for KU in this contest. A PK, a conversion, and now a try. No, pardon me, it looks like it might be Mate Kibinikashvili who was able to dot that one down. After getting his bell rung earlier, he's been able to stick with it. He looks exhausted, and that's okay. This has been a very physical game. This one is booted through by O'Reilly. It is now an 8-point game with 22 and change left. I knew we were going to have a great game tonight, and it looks like we might have a great conclusion. So the Bears have been opportunistic, and Army, not only with the ball handling errors, have caused a problem, but they've also had opportunities to score, and they've not been able to. They could be up comfortably by now. They have also had the 3 missed conversions by Delay. That's 6 points right there, even though a couple of them were from tough angles. KU looking to get even closer now. Tremendous speed down the right side. Offloaded well. As the Bears go running again, they get to the Army 10. Good tackling once more as Army starting to sweat a little bit more now. Good misdirection. Army not full. It's worked back as the referee blows the whistle. He says it was knocked ahead. Army can take a bit of a breath and get ready for a scrum. Army on the scrum has been really solid today. Let's see. It was a brief juggle. It wasn't very much. And so Army will get ready again to try to impose their will on the Bears. Crouch, bind, and set. Synonymous like bump, set, and spike in volleyball. The choir is still in tune. They've turned the beat around. And we'll see if they do it again. Looks like they will. KU. Looks like they're showing signs of life in the front row. But the referee is having more detailed conversations. Now he's talking to both teams, trying to simplify things. If he was trying to make things more simplistic, he'd be using flashcards. They have to listen to the referee's directions in all this. Once more. The needle in the haystack. Army better this time. It's grounded. And they're just able to get rid of it. It rolls, it rolls. Humpty Dumpty stays on the wall for a moment, knocked out of bounds. What a stay with Army. Right now, looks like it might. Then it graze off one of the Bears last. Somebody is talking to the assistant. Perhaps it's Alex Richard, and the ref and the assistant are going to have another conversation. Now it's going to go back to KU. Although that replay definitely looks like Richard might have been the last guy to touch it. Did it graze Bazin at all? Unless it goes off of Bazin's right knee, which is entirely possible because the camera's from behind. And this one's heading right for us. Get out of the way. And the ball knows better and comes right back. It must be from Australia, a bit of a boomerang effect. For those who know the story, a few years ago during a women's game, I actually made a catch, tossed it back down to the sideline, almost hit one of the players. They told me, Nick, good hands, don't ever do that again. Scrum, no, pardon me, line out for KU. Gray gets ready to hurl it back in. Up they come, KU secures it. And they try to move the pile. 18 minutes left. Army up by 8. Season opener. Good solid hit. Army want the ball, don't get it. This one is knocked down. Not a knock on because it wasn't forward. KU maintained possession. And they got to run down the far side. But a great grab of the ankle that keeps them from going the distance from there. We'll see what posture Army has here. Try not to give up the big play. If you do and they dot it down between the sticks, you've got a 1-point game. Somebody just yelled that somebody for KU is sitting on the ruck. You can't do that, but it looks like justice is served following a knock-on. Sitting on the ruck is about as common to hear as when you go to a wrestling match and somebody says the guy on the bottom is taking a nap. As the referee marks the spot and says, we're going to scrum right here, fellas. Work continues towards the $95 million Mikey Stadium Preservation Project, the most ambitious gift-funded construction project in the history of the U.S. Military Academy. For information to make a gift, please visit MikeyStadium.com. They tell me 3 years. Fundraising's going well. Some of the kids are getting excited. Why not? It's been that kind of a night. Wait a minute. We got to wait a minute. And it looks like KU might be the one party more responsible for this. And you have to wonder at some point when the referee starts telling the Bears, if I think it's intentional, somebody may be going for 10 minutes. So they'll try again. The director says, convince me. Tells the stunt man, you're getting better, but make it more realistic. This tarantula continues morphing. And we have a whistle. And Army's been penalized. Did somebody coming from the side that should not have? KU catches its biggest break of the game. Because the clock is not stopping. 15 minutes left. There's no parking meter on Main Street in Highland Falls that can add time to the clock you see on the screen. The time for quarters and dimes is over. It's out. Army with possession. Can they hang on to it? Good pass. Another good pass. It's kicked ahead. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Something happened behind the play. For a second, I thought John Haley was starting in a one-man show. Looks like the lineup of the KU 10. Army fans shouldn't have to work hard to find other Army fans. You can use Facebook to connect with fellow supporters of the Black Knights while keeping up to date with athletic events on post. Check it out at Go Army West Point. Again, Go Army West Point on Facebook. I think that page is going to be busy tomorrow. So here's what happened here. Merritt. I don't think that was forward. They say it was a knock-on. I'm not exactly sure what exactly happened there. The laws of the game are kind of like the Constitution. It should be simple, but often complicated. That's why the sport's so wonderful. Feels like it takes a lifetime to master. And you've noticed tonight as well that no one player has been disrespectful to the referee. If you use a four-letter word with the referee, you're automatically ejected, it feels like at times. That's the culture of the sport, and that's why it is so wonderful to be part of this tonight with you. Two programs with great histories. Last year, Army won the D1A title. In the spring, KU won 21 straight sevens tournaments, matches at tournaments. It was a run that would be like going 16-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Nobody could beat them in the last couple of months of the academic year. Smith gets ready to put this one in. The window is not closed yet for KU. Got to the 10. Army in good position. Not a good tackle. We're about to find out which team's in better shape physically. We are getting towards the end now. I had a baseball reference earlier. We are now in the bottom of the seventh inning, and someone has lost his shoe. It's one of the Bears. He puts it back on, and we carry on. And a big run down the right side, got to midfield. And this one is against KU. Not releasing the ball. Army catches a break. Sometimes you got to work for the breaks, and they certainly work tonight. We expect a kick and a touch for a line out coming up. If it looks chaotic, that's totally fine. That's why they call it rugby. It's supposed to be rugged. And KU's not able to save it, so Army gets great field position with a line out inside the 22. New basketball season ticket memberships at Crystal Arena are now available online. Please visit GoArmyWestPoint.com/tickets to watch Army basketball take the floor. Note that renewals are not available online. To renew, please call 877-849-2769. Billy Bolt has come into the game for Army. I did not see who departed. And I'll have one more substitution coming in. Or maybe that was the player coming out. So Bolt is in. Ben Richards is finished for the evening. He quietly had a strong game for Army. If the name sounds familiar, Bill Bolt is related to former cadet athletes Winston Bolt and Chris Bolt. Winston Bolt was once second in command in the Corps of Cadets here at the Academy. Played soccer. Chris Bolt was a punter. Good spin move is Army. Just trying to shave more seconds off the clock. The best a man can get. These men have played very hard. They've given us everything tonight. And we have another whistle. Somebody on a straight offsides for the Bears. Now the question becomes, is Army in a position to keep going, or are they thinking about possibly kicking it? A dog has an idea, but we're not sure what to make of it. We need more explanation. As the wait continues, as Army taking more time off that clock. When we hit 80, the game may not be over because you can score, kick it into touch, or create an infringement. So it looks like they'll try to kick it out of bounds, set up a line out as close to the try line as possible. Army looking for the knockout blow here. A try would likely do it. They are up by 8 with 8 minutes left. Miles Garrett's coming in. Bolt will have the line out. He'll be tossing it back in. Adam Bazin is done for the night. Scored a try earlier this evening. Good catch as Army secures the ball. We have a whistle. And it looks like it'll be a scrum coming up. It'll be an Army scrum, it looks like. No, it's going to be KU, pardon me. Something happened after the catch. Here's the good news for KU. They are not out of it yet. They got a try, and then they get another one, and they've got the win likely. It can be done. But they got to be quick off the scrum. And depending how quickly they're able to field this one, they may be best advised try to kick it downfield. Smith will put it back in. The tarantula creeps around. And so KU will try to make a go with it. Can Army stand tall? This one is now kicked. It's a wounded duck, as Joe Namath would say. Picked back up by Delay. Hangs onto it. Offloads it well for Haley, who's going to try to kick this one, and KU has to get it back. It's hot potato right now. This one is kicked nice and high. Live ball. We have a whistle. Looks like somebody straight off sides. So we'll bring it back inside the 22 with 6 minutes and change left. Again, if that clock hits 80, there's no siren. The game is not necessarily over at that point. Army hangs at their 22 as KU will kick it. Will it reach? Yes, it will. Line out in front of the Army bench. Gray has to get this one in well. They need to secure possession and then go to work quickly. They have to be quick. Intercepted! Army walks tall there. It was pulled down from the top of the night sky by George Ingles. A second half substitution. We have a whistle. And this one looks like it's going against Army again for not releasing the ball. But look at that. The cheerleaders are taking note of how high he got. KU kicks into the touch. Where will they set up the line out? Looks like right at midfield. So Gray will try again. The engine's running, but so's the meter. Final 5 on the scoreboard. Army up by 8. KU needs a score and then another possession. Everybody's jumping all over the place, and KU able to maintain possession. Good tackle at the 10. If it looks like they're hurting cats, that's okay. That's the nature of all this. But Army able to push back. And now the Black Knights have the ball again as they bulldog their ways forward. But it's spilled. Humpty Dumpty escapes. Knocked though. Brought back. Army may have found something out of nothing, but not yet. If Army can hang on to the ball for the final 4 minutes, even if they don't score, they will complete the mission. Big fake and a mighty wind. Brought back quickly. Still going. Still going. Gets inside the 22. Juggled. Knocked ahead, yes. If Haley feels that cleanly, he's got a good chance to score and end the game. Look at that fake.
Yeah, Johnny!
I think that was Delay again. He's had a tough night with his foot, but outside of that, he's been pretty good. Speed kills in rugby. Americans, I think, are more familiar with the sevens game, which KU took everybody to school over the last couple of months of the academic year. But you get a lot of speed in the 15s, too. Important scrum. Time is not KU's friend. The window to the cave is starting to close. Army turns the beat around. And that may have just closed the window, but it's not locked yet. The glass is not bulletproof either. A hard ball can break it. Right now, up on the scoreboard, it says for KU, in case of emergency, break glass. So Haley has a couple of options here. He can just kick it into touch and take more time off the clock. But he's got to be careful. Can't kick it too far. To emphasize, Army is ahead by 8. If they maintain possession as they make one more substitution, Austin Londo's coming in. Gannon Conrad. No statistics officially did not score, but he was definitely the center of things at time tonight. All Army has to do is maintain possession. The game is theirs. Good catch, was not the initial target. If the score stays the way it is, and it might not, as KU suddenly has the ball again. Handling errors down to the KU line have been a big problem for Army tonight. They could be up by much more. We have a whistle as this one was loose in the try zone. A knock-on is called. As the scoreboard tells us, we've reached the last of the 80. The man in blue with the whistle is the official timekeeper. But KU is going to have to use the flash to get downfield, score, and then field the opening and field the resuming kickoff and score again to win this game. There's a scrum coming up for the Bears. But you get a sense that time's about to run out. KU played tough tonight. And we have another whistle. And again, some difficulties, I think, with the front row for KU. If the score stays the way it is, it'll look like a bit of a messy win for Army with all the errors, but a lot of intensity from the team that's defending its crown right now. You could see KU's speed all evening. The speed from their sevens run at the end, which you might not see again. The spider turns. KU get out from the shadows of their sticks. The scoreboard has done its job. Unless there's more time on the field than we think, there's no 8-point scoring run on one possession. Army will complete the mission. KU looking for help. It's botched though at the bottom. Can Army kick it? They do. We have a whistle. Knock on. Is that it? The referee looks around at the clock. And I think he says you've got one more bonus ball at the pinball machine. As the train comes along. Patrick Oglebree is going to come into the game to try to finish us off for Army. One more scrum here. We'll see if Army kicks it to the touch if they get possession, if it truly is the final play of the game. They're looking for it. Got it. That is it. Tremendous game. We knew it'd be close. KU was tremendous. Was opportunistic, but Army able to get off to a good start, and their skill was able to sustain them. Max Brown, Tiamascani, Matt DeFreitas, Adam Bazin with the tries. Mate Kashvila was able to get one back for KU in the second half after getting knocked in the head in the first half. But Army completes the mission. They win their first game of the season. Final score tonight is 25-17. In case you joined us late, some highlights from earlier. KU actually had a 7-5 lead, but Army was able to fight back the Golden Bears with some great defensive plays. And the Black Knights able to stick with it. Adam Bazin's try led you to believe that the Black Knights, their tank, had turned a corner. Some panache, some speed, some great grit by Army, able to impose their will on KU at times. Nice one-handed grab there by Nathan Gould. Some grit tonight by Army as they built that lead at the end of the first half. And this try, we think by P.J. O'Reilly, who had a great night with his foot, got KU back into the game. By the Black Knights. When you've got a bullseye on your back as the defending champion, no game is easy. This was not an easy game. This might be one of the toughest they have all season, but what a way to start the year as they try to defend their crown. Again, the final score from Anderson Rugby Complex at West Point. Army 25, Kutztown 17. For Maya McDonald and Graphics, for Michael Coletti on replay, for the Assistant Director for Live Events, Ryan Patty, and for the Associate AD for Broadcasting and Licensing at the United States Military Academy, Rich DeMarco, I'm Nikolai Busko here on Night Vision. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.